I would have been 2, 4, 5, 6.
State of the Save is back with the long-anticipated Sonic Adventure 2 episode.
Long requested, mostly by me and some of you on TikTok. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, I guess is the word for this.
For your ongoing support.
Your ongoing support, not thank you for making me happy to play Sonic Adventure 2.
Spoilers for Eric's thoughts on Sonic Adventure 2.
Let's be honest with ourselves. It should have been obvious what my thoughts were going to be. But I'm Eric. Sitting across from me is my co-host Michael. How you doing, Michael?
Hi, I'm doing good.
You know, it's good to be back in an in-person episode. Past few episodes have been digital. Those are fun, but they're not as fun as getting together and talking some video games.
We could not do this one remote.
The Foul Corrupted episodes can be digital. I have a hard time doing the regular Game Club episodes digital. These things, you gotta be serious. You gotta be able to look a man in the eyes when you tell him how bad you hate Sonic Adventure 2. If you're going to insert a man's game from childhood, you need to look that man in the eyes when you do it.
Fair.
No, but it's gonna be a fun episode. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm excited about how this is going to play out. As always, though, let's start off with our normal thing. Let's talk about some video games.
Sounds great. You're bringing that joke back.
What, the video games? No, I just refuse to refer to video games as anything but video games anymore because I did it in, forget where I did it. I said it in front of a few people, and they just kind of they were very confused. They thought it was like something they didn't know about. These are older people. They didn't quite understand. And so I realized that if I could just confuse one person every time I use the word video games, maybe I could just keep this rolling along.
These new kid lingos and their
Yes.
VR goggles and their...
You know me, all hip on the kid stuff. We're going to get into something about that. About Eric's attempt to try to learn what the kids are into. So, Michael, you want to talk about some video games? What have you been playing?
Sure. I dabbled in the Game Pass, and I started playing something that caught my eye, a game called Superliminal.
I saw that. You told me I should play it.
Yeah, it is a game. I finished it in one sitting. It is about 2.5 hours long, so it hits that Portal sweet spot.
Okay.
And it is like a Portal, and it's been a while since we had one of those that I can remember, a first-person puzzler. And this one's all about perspective. For example, if you grab an object, the size in which you grab it is that size for puzzles. So you have to manipulate an object in the environment to get it to the size you want to in order to solve the puzzle and move forward. So it's all about perspective. Have you ever seen the movie Top Secret?
No.
There is a gag in that movie where there is a telephone that's really close to the frame, and there's a guy in the far background, and you expect him to walk forward and grab a normal-sized cell phone or a normal-sized phone. But he just stands right where he is and then picks up a giant phone. That is this game's puzzles. To explain it.
I'm a sucker for puzzle games that are short.
Mm-hmm.
I like puzzle games. I mean, I'll use Portal as an example with the first Portal. I will say that I love Portal 2, and that's not a short game, but I feel like that's the exception to the rule. That's not the rule.
Yeah.
Generally, if you're making a puzzle-focused game, I want it to be under 5 hours.
Especially like a first-person something. It's
Yeah.
very much first-person. You have omniscient voices talking to you after you solve puzzles and everything. It knows what it is.
What is it? The Turing test?
The Turing test.
Turing test. I played some of that, and I enjoyed what I played, but it was just I got a couple hours into it, and I was like,
I'm ready for this to wrap up.
Yeah, it was like, okay, that was fun, 2 hours. For puzzle games, I just want to be in and out kind of thing. So, a couple hours is the perfect length for this.
I finished this in one sitting in an afternoon.
Yeah, that seems like a perfect length for me. And like I said, that's not because, puzzles are hard. No, I like that. But for those kind of games, it's like sitting down and doing a crossword puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do, at least I don't want to do 5 or 6 crossword puzzles at a time. You want to do one and be done.
And be satisfied with it.
Yeah, be like, I did the crossword today.
Your daily Sudoku.
Yeah, people who play Sudoku or do the crazy people who do like the New York Times crossword puzzle every week or whatever. But like, it's just like I accomplished something today and move on,
Exactly. There's a story. I don't care what it is because I was just there for the puzzles.
I feel like those are situations where you have to either make a very, very good story like a Portal, or it needs to be so bare bones that you can ignore it very easily.
It needs to be profound, funny, or you can ignore the whole thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
It needs to be one of those.
Like, when I think of profound, I think of a profound, like, hour-and-a-half long experience. Have you ever played The Beginner's Guide?
No.
It's on Steam and can run on my, like, crappy Mac laptop. So I highly recommend that. That is a really cool... It's not really much of a puzzle, or more of, like... It's kind of a walking sim, but it's, like, taking you... Without spoiling the story, it's taking you through a developer's, like, games that he made on his computer.
Huh.
And so the game is presented like a director's commentary.
That's cool.
And it's a really cool way to present something, and it's actually like a really touching, like, emotional story.
And
It's a cool way to handle that stuff.
the
too.
walk-in simulator kind of stuff is like used a lot of times as a negative, but some of those games are very, very well done. I keep going. I always go back to Going Home. Going Home was a game that was very touching to me when I played it. It was another thing. You can play it in a sitting. To be honest with you, I think it's better in a sitting.
It's all about overstaying your welcome at that point, because if
Yeah.
you're only doing like one task over and over again, they have to really do something in order to make that sustainable for a great length. But if you can get in, tell your story in like an hour or two, and get out, like, awesome.
Well, one day I plan on us playing Firewatch for this show.
I watched a playthrough of Firewatch years ago, but I haven't played it, and
Yeah.
I would like to.
I would like to
sometime.
play through that. Games like that, I feel like those are really... I want to play those in as few sittings as possible. I feel like they're a better way... That's a better way of experiencing those kind of stories.
The HBO miniseries approach.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You when you're playing something and you're experiencing a story in a very short amount of time, it's easier to keep track of all the moving parts and to pick up on the little details than when you're spacing something out over a couple of weeks. It can be off, you can kind of miss out on some of the connections that the game is doing, the small ones at least.
like a night, like I can remember pretty much every note of like the Beginner's Guide, which is like an hour-and-a-half game, but I'd probably have to play like Persona 5 another like 2 times to remember every plot point in that like 90-hour game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're
Yeah,
saying in that regard.
like a shorter one, you're able to really process everything very, very easily. Well, but no, I look at that, and that's a game that definitely I would try. Thanks to Game Pass. Once again, this show is just like an advertisement for Game Pass sometimes.
Basically.
I know. I mean, you've got a PS5 as your main console, so it's not like we're just shilling here. Microsoft is not paying us. They did not buy my Xbox Series X, even though it'd been really nice if they did. I would have saved some money.
Phil
But
Spencer hooked me up.
yeah, Phil
What are you
Spencer.
doing?
What's up, Phil Spencer? I can see the iTunes reviews now. These guys just use this podcast try to get free shit from Microsoft.
And now let's talk about the PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah. Listen, we're equal opportunists here.
Video games are cool. We
Yes,
don't
video
care where
games
they
are
come
cool.
from.
I don't give a shit where you play them. Play them wherever you want. But that's a perfect Game Pass game. I would not probably have bought that from the store. But you tell me, hey, I should check this out. Bam, Game Pass. So yeah, it'll go on the hard drive tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's already on there actually because you put it on the Discord, and I think I put it on the hard drive. But anything else you've been playing? What else you been doing?
I got back. So Hitman 2 was a PlayStation Plus game, and they had the entire collection pack of Hitman 1 for Hitman 3 on sale for a ridiculously low price. So I grabbed that, and so now I'm playing the first 2 Hitmans again inside Hitman 3, even though I don't own Hitman 3.
Which is
It's a weird,
Yeah.
it's a weird rights thing, but what's also crazy is that I have an IO account, the developer account, and like they're like you can only transfer your progress from system family to system family. So even though we know you have an account, you can't transfer your progress from one account to another. So I'm just like, oh well, I guess I gotta play Peyruis again.
oh no.
And turns out Hitman's fun, so I actually don't mind.
It worked out
starting. I don't mind starting from scratch.
It worked out for me because now I have a copy of Hitman 2. I have your Hitman copy.
I was like, I got the 4K version, so now you can.
I have a Hitman 2 copy now. This works out great for me too.
Such great games.
I have not played Hitman 2. I fiddled with Hitman 1. And I don't know why I didn't keep playing it. And probably something else got in the way. But definitely I'll try to jump into this. Like I was saying, having a new baby. Shockingly enough, I have plenty of time to play video games because that's the one thing you can do with a little baby sleeping on you. It's hard to do anything else, but you can play some video games with a baby sleeping on your chest. What else you been doing? What else you been playing?
That's pretty much it. A couple of other things here and there, but nothing I feel confidently talking about. I think we've been playing something similar that I might jump in.
Maybe we have. We've been playing. What is? I'm throwing away.
You mentioned Skatebird at one point.
Oh, it's Skatebird. Yeah.
So,
Dude, listen, man, I have slept 2 hours a night for like 3 weeks.
I've been up since 3 to cover a shift, and it's late at night, so we're both tired and
Michael was
drinking
nice
as much coffee as possible to get through this.
Michael was nice enough to grab coffee on the way here, which is very appreciated. Skatebird.
Oh my God!
You gave me a warning about Skatebird. It was downloading at the time that you sent something on. I saw Skatebird. I said, this looks like a perfect game for me and my daughter. It's a little bird that rides a skateboard. This seemed great. And you put on Discord, oh no, Skateboard broke my heart or something like that. And I was like, well, surely it can't be that bad. I didn't anticipate it being like Tony Hawk or anything. I was like, it just needs to be a simple little skateboarding game. And this is a great premise with a really, really bad execution. And I was trying to figure out why the controls are not good.
No, they're not.
And they're not even not good in like it's not a simulation style, but it's not arcadey enough to say, like, I don't know what they were going for here.
Everything feels floaty, I guess, because you're a bird and can like double ollie, which is kind of cool. But nothing feels good.
Nothing feels good. I gave it to my daughter because she likes the premise. Like, she was like, oh, cool, I can pick a bird and make him wear a top hat.
The best part of the game is you customizing your bird.
Yeah.
Bar none.
We did a cardinal with a top hat. It's very, very exciting.
I also picked a cardinal.
Yeah, we have to. It's a state park.
Yeah, exactly.
But the concept of that was all real cool, but she really, like, even she couldn't really get any of the enjoyment and fun out of it. And she can tolerate a lot more bullshit than I can because she's a kid, and she doesn't even need to do tricks or anything. She just likes making the bird make the sound and jump. But she lost interest very quickly.
This is supposed to be, I need to pick this up and immediately know what I'm doing. And it overcomplicates things. And it even doesn't do... So the game models itself kind of like a Tony Hawk 4. In that there's a big open level and individual missions with a time limit that you can do throughout the level. Except Tony Hawk 4 figured out that every time you have a mission, there is an arrow pointing at somebody. In Skatebird, you just have to wander around aimlessly in the level until you happen to drive past a bird or skate past a bird and hope you see the icon that says start mission fast enough. Otherwise, you gotta turn your bird around, which is a chore and an ordeal.
There's no dismount the skateboard and walk option. So, like, sometimes you're trying to, like, slowly slow down enough to get past the bird to trigger the mission. Like,
I mean, I don't mind that because, like, not to compare us to Tony Hawk, but, like, the Tony Hawk remakes that came out last year, like, you couldn't get off the board at all in those games, and that still felt great.
Also, I would make the argument that those games feel very finely tuned, and, like, it feels damn good to be on that skateboard. Where here, like, I had issues doing very basic things. Like, I've played a lot of the Tony Hawk series. I am fairly good at picking up video games pretty quickly, and I was just like, it just felt so like they were stuck between, are they trying to do something a little bit more simmy, or are they trying to be super arcadey? It's like, you need to pick a two. And to be honest with you, if your game's about a bird riding around on a skateboard, make it as damn arcadey as possible. And And like a little thing, and this is just a pet peeve for me, it gives you very little like missions that you can do without having to unlock them. And for a very like what to me is kind of like a breezy little game, I kind of would have wished to be able to jump into multiple missions and
I want to play this in a 15-minute sitting.
Yes, I don't really want to have to do a bunch of walk to unlock the next course or anything, and that it just feels like it was stuck between what it wanted to be and what it probably should have been. Mm-hmm. It bummed me out because it's a concept that should have been really right up my alley. And like I said, I knew that they had missed the arcadey side of things when I gave it to my daughter, who, when she saw it, was like, "This is great, this is awesome." And like 5 minutes later, she's like, "Let's play something else. I don't want to play this anymore." Like she very quickly just lost interest in the whole thing.
That's your target audience. Anybody who could look at a bird and go, "Yes, I want to play this."
Yeah, I'm not the target audience in my mind to this. She is, and she, like I said, she lost interest very quickly. She's like, "I don't want to do the missions. I just want to ride around and do stuff."
I didn't want to pick on like an indie game, but all they had to do was just put a little banner that said like, "It's amazing how much I'll forgive something if it just has a banner that goes early access." And I'll be like, "Oh, they'll fix it.
Yeah,
it'll get there one day, maybe."
And like I said, I hope nothing but the best for all. I can have a hard time wishing anything but goodwill for indie games. So, but I feel like they had a great idea, they had a good pitch, and they just they didn't execute it to the full extent of how I hoped it would have been. So that bummed me out. I was kind of riding on the video game bum out train a lot. Because
I apologize for pushing this further with my game
suggestion.
Oh,
your suggestion just incites rage. I wasn't even
But at least I feel something.
Yeah. On the positive note, I'm still playing through the Tomb Raider franchise. I'm on that last game, The Shadow of Tomb Raider. That game's fucking amazing. I love that video game.
I have that. I should play that sometime.
Shadow, you could the overarching plot of these games is very, very unnecessary.
I have, but why I haven't is I'm dipping in and out of Horizon Zero Dawn, and that is very much that style.
Yes. It's the open, quote unquote, open world adventure, very heavily focused on the
bow and arrow, mark some dudes to stealth take down with a bow, get up close and hit a button to do a stealth kill.
I love these games because of the adventure side of things. It's very, very good. I'll talk about it when I'm done with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and then I can talk about all three of them because I've finished the whole franchise and played all the DLC missions and all that stuff and have a thorough understanding of that franchise. But they're very damn good. I fiddled around with the Call of Duty Vanguard beta.
John, friend of the show,
yes,
was very much looking forward to that because Treyarch is doing the zombies again. We talked about that.
Yeah.
It seems like every developer that they have is on hands on deck for Vanguard.
It's Ravensoft is on there.
Treyarch's on there.
Treyarch is on there. Sledgehammer Games is on there. At the beginning, I was blown away by the amount of studios that's logo. They don't even do the individual logos that pop up. I think Sledgehammer gets theirs. And then it's just a page.
Yeah, because this is their main development, I guess. And then I think everyone else is a support studio.
But there's a lot of support studios. I am not a hater of the Call of Duty franchise. I love first-person shooters. It's my favorite genre. I play a fuck ton of them. I don't play every year's Call of Duty because I just play the ones I hear that are good. I think the last one was Modern Warfare, which was the last Infinity War joint.
Black Ops 3 was the last one I got really into, and that was because of the zombies mode. Really.
Yeah, see, I don't really care for the zombie stuff, so I think I played the last one. I played every single one until Black Ops 2. I fell off. I think I played the campaign for Advanced Warfighter or whatever it was, and then played Modern Warfare. But I usually the multiplayer side of things. It's like a comfort food. It's good enough that you can fiddle with it.
Yeah.
Playing this beta, I don't get how this happened. All the guns are designed. You can my theory here is that the reason why they're doing a World War II game is because they would like to put all these World War II guns in Warzone. because Warzone is very, very big for them, obviously. And these guns feel
true,
like
yeah.
they are Warzone guns. World War II is not like a new thing for video games. Like,
One might say there's been a few World War II shooters.
yeah, and as a freaking 30-year-old man, hey, surprise, surprise, Eric likes World War II history. Yeah, I know, it makes me a very basic person. But I like reading about that stuff and learning about that stuff. I know about these fucking equipment and events very, very intimately. And
Is it the Battlefield 1 thing where it's like, it was an experimental weapon that was only used like once in a gun range?
this shit, no. I picked the M1 Grand, and it's like, here's the M1 Grand with a forward grip, a silencer, and a holographic sight.
It's an alternate history, Eric.
And I was like, what the fuck? How you fuck up an M1 Grand? And then, like, you pick up all of the guns sound weak. Like, these are fucking... Like, I've played so many goddamn video games. And this is making me very mad because
You started out so calm.
it combines things that I really enjoy. I like World War II history. I like first-person shooters. The trailers, I was not one of the assholes who would, like, doesn't know freaking history and thought that that's... Like, the trailers where I was like, hey, we're going to show... different fronts. We're going to let you play as a lady sniper in Russia, which was a real thing. We're going to actually show that African-American people actually participated in this war, you know? Like, we're going to show these things that actually existed in the war, and we're going to show these stories. And I'm like, great, that's what I want. But the problem is it plays really, really fucking bad. I did not like any of the one thing I did like, there was the mode, and I don't know, maybe this was in the previous ones, I just don't remember it or didn't see it, called Patrol, where there was a circle. It's like King of the Hill, but the circle constantly moves, like on a track. And so to hold the circle, you have
that
to,
was a mode in Doom 2016's multiplayer.
Yeah, you know me. I played so much. I love Doom 2016, but I didn't play any fucking multiplayer.
I like the multiplayer. It was fun.
But that was a cool mode. It's a cool concept. Other weird thing is you do not play as like an Axis and an Allies side, which I kind of understand why they did that. But the problem is, at least in the beta, you can have the same skins on both teams. And sometimes those situations where in a firefight, I would see the opposing character or a teammate and see their skin and not be able, it wouldn't pop up the name above them fast enough to see which color it was. So I would get killed because I thought it was my guy because I had just seen that same guy on my team a second ago.
And it's the type of game you don't want like a blue or orange hue coming off of them.
Yeah.
To know like.
And I understand that there's multiple sides to the argument of having like an Axis side in a World War II shooter. Like, well, someone is playing as a German soldier in 1942. I understand both sides of the argument. You can say that it's historically accurate. You can also say that we live in 2021 and that stuff is got a different context than it maybe did even 5-6 years ago. So I understand that argument. I'm not even really going to fight on that. Mm-hmm. But I will say the problem is when you have the same skins on both your guys and those guys, those quick target recognition, especially in a Twitch shooter like a Call of Duty where you're just like, there's not a lot of tactics in these things. It's it's run and gun. So like if I can't tell who's the bad guy and who's the good guy for my team very, very quickly, it leads to deaths where I'm like, well, I would have shot the guy if I didn't just see that same guy 2 seconds ago walking behind me on my team.
Well, that's your mistake. You know why? Everyone else will just pull the trigger and do friendly fire.
Wait, but some of these were like hardcore mode, and so it's like you can kill your own team, and like I don't want to do that. It's just that seems like
It's for war, kill or be killed. It's war, man. It's alternative World War II.
But that was a problem where I was like, I would see my guy who would have the skin of like the Russian lady, and then I would round the corner and there would be the Russian lady, but she's on the other team, and I would have to be like, oh, I saw you. Oh no, now I'm dead. So that was a problem.
Well, it is a beta. Maybe they'll fix that and take some feedback into consideration.
Or just make a quick.
Because they got a couple months. I think that's a November release.
I think it's a November release
It's usually November.
But very bummed.
You know what else is a November release now?
Battlefield.
Yeah, it got
know what's more exciting?
Battlefield.
Fuck, there. That's like
I am usually not buy a first person shooter day and date, but that Battlefield portal has me I can access it from a web browser. I can pull that up anywhere, and I'm just like, yo, let's have 2 tanks fight a fighter jet.
Listen, there's people on the Call of Duty train who will never come off, and it's like Madden to them. They buy it every year.
Love it or hate it, they'll buy it.
As a guy who likes first-person shooters and multiplayer first-person shooters a lot, if you're going up against this year's Battlefield, which looks fucking amazing, you better bring something, and this ain't it. So, I'm going to tell you right now, public service announcement from State of the Save, and you can just say from Eric, Michael might not want to put his name on this, Battlefield's the choice. Pick fucking Battlefield, because Battlefield looks fucking amazing. And
I'm still going to wait just to see reviews and all that, but yeah.
They're going to have to fuck up pretty bad for this not. And this, I also like the Battlefield franchise a lot. I even liked Battlefield 5. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And so they're going to screw up. They're going to have to screw up pretty bad for me not to like this Battlefield. But on weird front, I know I'm talking a little bit more than I usually do, but that's just because I wasn't on the show last show, and then Foul Corrupted, I didn't really talk about much. So, in the quest of finding things to play with my older daughter, I got a baby now, so I want to do stuff with my older daughter too, so she don't feel left out, you know? So I've been looking for games, and I talked to her. I said, tell me, what kind of video games do you want to play? What kind of stuff the kids at school are talking about? She goes,
you knew where this was going.
She goes, Roblox. And so I looked at Roblox. I don't fucking understand Roblox. I was like, what the fuck is this? I run a video game podcast. I'm like, I don't fucking understand this. I've heard about it, but I'm not. And so then she goes, I want to play Fortnite. I was like, yeah, you ain't very good at video games. Let's see how this goes. So we downloaded the Fortnite. That thing is chemically designed to sell you stuff.
Yep.
It is amazing. I was looking at it, and I was showing my wife. I go, look at how, this is perfect. It's the perfect microtransaction game.
You boot it up, and all of a sudden there's your favorite Marvel heroes, your favorite DC heroes.
Only available for that day. Because it's not like you can just buy them all the time. So it's like, hey,
they're on a rotation.
They're on a rotation. So, what you gonna do? You want to play as the Mandalorian, don't you? Well, you only got 12 more hours to buy the Mandalorian.
It's the Disney Vault approach.
And,
yeah.
So I hopped in a couple of games. She wanted to see how to play it. And I talked to you guys. I was like, I'm wiping the floor with these 12-year-olds. I'm playing video games so long. And then I was sitting there. I was like, I give them credit. I have not played. This was not I played the beta when it was in early access. I guess it was the Battle Royale was in early access, and very quickly Apex was my Battle Royale. That was the one I stuck with, and then I did play PUBG and I played fucking Firefight, if you remember that, or Firestorm, which was Battlefield 5's one that was really bad. I played 3 games, and I played some Warzone.
Warzone's good,
but this thing is there's so much shit, dude. I was running around as you can answer the phone over here and he'll do side quests. Or you can go fucking fish. You want to fish? You want to...
Kinda, yeah.
Those side quests that go on in the middle of this Battle Royale. And as a very competitive person...
So you can fish while people are just trying to hunt you down and kill you?
Yeah, you can find fishing rods and shit. And you can answer phone and do side missions. And
what?
As a competitive person, my daughter was like, we gotta go fish. I was like, no, those people were out here shooting at us. We need to go shoot these motherfuckers. And she's like, no, we gotta fish. It's odd. I played it as a science experiment, and I must admit, I enjoyed the little time that I played of it. She's gonna probably keep fiddling around with it till she gets bored. But I was just impressed with how well they are designing this thing to sell stuff to you. Because even I, a 30-year-old man, she was looking at the screen thing, and one of the skins popped up. She's like, I want that thing. I was like, we ain't buying that damn 7,000 V-Bucks. I don't even know what V-Buck in our money counts as.
It's Microsoft points again.
Yeah, it's Microsoft points again. But I was very impressed with the salesmanship of Fortnite. It's evil. It's manipulative.
How we were talking, do you guy, because you're like, I'm wiping the floor. It's like, you do know your first couple matches against bots, right?
Yeah, you told me that, but like we played like 5 matches, and
Okay.
I keep wiping the floor with people.
Okay, fine.
I think what
Yep.
it is these are probably 12-year-olds, and I'm a 30-year-old man who's been playing shooters since he was like 12, and so like little things like I circle strafe like I can circle strafe like a motherfucker, all right? So like we're gonna just circle strafe like a motherfucker. Also, I'm patient. These kids ain't patient. Like, you can back up in a room, and they're going to come after you. I can just sit there. I got all the time in the world. I'm just, But compared to my daughter who's sitting beside me watching, back room quarterback and just yelling, like, kill him! Kill him! I was like, oh, we can't. We're going to be calm here. We're going to win. But it was fascinating to see what, like, the kids are into. And, like, I'm not, like, that's a joke, but it's, like, that's good for them. I hope they enjoy all these things.
I don't know if she'll be interested in it because it's not like something that like her friends at like school are probably talking about or anything. But the new WarioWare is out, and that is very much like I played the demo for that, and it's very much like you pick a character that does like one action in this new WarioWare game, and you play it's called micro games because like you have like 5 to 10 seconds to figure out how to play this game, and it's very much like a frantic like party game. That might be something she might enjoy.
My only thing that worries me there is it takes her time to get her head wrapped around stuff.
Gotcha.
So like I'm afraid that by the time the game was over, she would still not understand.
I know that part of that is like the fun of WarioWare, but at the same time it might
I think it would tick her off. But she like does not really care what games the kids at school play. Like,
okay.
She really enjoys like we played through Donut County. She loved Donut County.
There's a new Pokemon coming out.
That might be something. She likes the Pokemon.
Has more of a chibi, cutesy art style. This one.
That might be something to play. She doesn't like said she doesn't get hung up on what the kids at school are playing as much as. The only reason she brought up those two was because I was asking her stuff that what would she want to play. If I find something out there and I'm like, hey, look at this game, like the Skatebird, or I was hoping that would be, she usually, be like, oh, that's fucking cool, let's do that. But, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm always on the lookout for that kind of stuff, man. Speaking of games for childhood, high quality segue.
Good, that was good.
High quality segue.
It's time.
It's time. Backed by multiple reviews and things that requested it. Sonic Adventure 2. Michael.
Yes.
I'm going to pass this to you.
Okay.
I want you to explain to me whether you care about this game.
Okay.
And I am going to try my best not to turn this show into a bitch fest. I've already bitched about a bunch of video games. I don't want to bitch about any more video games.
Okay. So, Sonic Adventure 2, I grew up with a Sega Genesis. So, Sonic 1 and 2, didn't play 3 or Knuckles at this point. So, were some of the earliest games I remember playing. And then I was a Nintendo kid for a while, got the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and then naturally I was like, let's go to the GameCube. Sonic Adventure 2 was the first Sonic game that will appear on the Nintendo console. And I got it Christmas morning. I got Super Mario Sunshine, character I was very familiar with, loved the Mario Party game. Also loved Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World, all those types of games. And then Sonic Adventure 2. So you pop in Super Mario Sunshine. It's a little bit rougher than some of the other Mario games. It's finicky. And then you pop in Sonic Adventure 2. And the first scene of this game that we're going to talk about was just like, who is Mario? Sonic rules. And then it kind of plummeted from there. So I have so that made me like fall in love with this game and got me into a couple years where it's like being an alcoholic. Yeah, everyone's a recovering Sonic fan. You're never fully out of it. It's easy to get susceptible to pull back in. You like, I think I'm good, and then you hear the 30th anniversary orchestra, and you're like, ooh, the hit is still there.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a great first level. It's a very good first level.
It's one of my, to this day, it's probably one of my favorite first levels and favorite like openings in any game, just because the tone it sets is so great, especially if you were like, when I get this game, 9. Like, this is a game
for this is not an insult. This is a game made for 9-year-olds.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a game.
Peak 9-year-old. You come home, you watch your episodes of Dragon Ball Z and Batman the Animated Series, and then you pop in Sonic Adventure 2, eat a slice of pizza, and that's a good night. That's a good after-school day.
It's a very much a game for children. I take that into consideration on my feelings. It does not affect the fact that I still fucking hate it. But I don't even hate it.
It's conflicting. Because
I would say this.
Playing this again, this is the wildest swings from, like, very high-quality game design to, like, terrible game design.
May I take
Yeah, you can take the floor.
The Sonic levels in this Sonic fucking video game are good. I like the Sonic levels.
Some of them are even great levels.
Some of them are fucking great. So far, like, we have not played the hero. We've only played the hero's path. We have not played the villain's path. So far, all of the Sonic levels, and the levels like that, I imagine Shadow levels will be similar, but we digress, are very good. I enjoyed all of them. Never once did I say, oh shit, a Sonic level. The Tails levels are just there. They're just there. You can't hate them. They're like they're a solid 5 out of 10. You know, it's like you go to the buffet, the Chinese buffet, and you get your sesame chicken, and you're like, this is fucking good sesame chicken. And your chow mein, that's your Sonic levels, right? Then they got the sweet and sour chicken, and you're like, it's okay. It's okay, chicken. Sit down. And that's your...
You're adding a little more variety to the plate.
That's your Tails levels right there. Then the water underneath the plates on the buffet that's been sitting there all day, if you were to take that, put that in a cup, and drink that would be the Knuckles levels. I hate the Knuckles levels. They are the worst part of video games. Someone played video games and said... Know that feeling in video games, like in bad platformers, when you're lost and you're just roaming around looking for stuff?
Let's make that an entire gameplay mechanic.
And let's give him more levels than Sonic!
I think Sonic has the most. I think it's balanced out.
They sure definitely spent more time. I spent more time on all those Knuckles levels than I ever did on a Sonic level. Like, the rage. Here's a note. Every time Knuckles pops up, the note just goes, oh, this bitch. That's the only beginning. I hate Knuckles. I hate Knuckles so bad. Tails is just there. I can't hate Tails. He's fine. Sonic, I like Sonic. Every time Sonic's there, I'm like, woohoo! But
we're having fun. We're going to listen to some ska or pop punk and we're going to have a good time.
I've never in my life, when we've done this show, we make commitments, and I say I will play through these things. The Knuckles stuff, I got to the Space Knuckles level, and I put the thing down and said, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't get paid enough to do this from this show. I ain't doing it. And the amount of pressure that I went back to finish, but because there was no... We're going to talk through the game. And like I said, this is not like me even trying to play it up. Because, you know, if you really wanted me to play it up, like, people... You should know from, like, listening to this show that this is not a game usually I would play. But that's kind of the purpose of this show. And you know, doing that is why I found games like Life is Strange, which is a game I probably wouldn't have played through before. But I played through it because of this show, and I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
So... And like I said, I like the Sonic levels. If this game was just Sonic, we'd be a completely different conversation. When we get to the end of the year and we have to rank the games we've played for the rest of this year, we're going to rank Sonic Adventure 2 Sonic/Tails levels, and then whatever happens in the villains section. And then Knuckles is going to be ranked at the bottom. Like it's gonna be a half of the game, and I'm sure on the villain side, because the world hates me, we're gonna have like Shadow would be the cool levels, and then Eggman will be the fucking worst ones. He'll be wandering around looking for a fucking crystal.
Oh no, it's worse.
God damn it!
You know who it's gonna be.
It's gonna be the fucking.
It's gonna be the bat.
Why does the bat have gigantic tits? That was the other question. My wife looked, she goes, that bat is stacked. I go, I know, in this kid game. These little kids are looking at this bat. You cannot tell me that Sonic wants nothing to do with the furry community when the bat looks like that. I sat there and I went, they knew what they were damn doing. Some kid's learning something about himself right now. Goddamn Sonic Adventure 2. Let's talk about this.
All right.
Best first level.
From the opening, this game peaks at the first level.
It's a damn good first level. There's not a ton of talking. Sonic is on the run for the military.
You get the story straight up. Sonic is being carried by Con Air. They said, we got the prisoner. Oh no, he's escaped. He's taken out everyone on board. And then, cue the ska. He busts through the door of this plane, grabs onto the wing, says essentially, this flight sucks, rips a piece of the plane off, and then uses it as a snowboard, eclipses the sun, and crashes into San Francisco.
There's nothing bad I can say about this first level. It's everything you want from a Sonic level. It's moving fast, dodging shit, doing big loop-de-loops. There is the whale shit. There's planes flying over.
Which is a military truck coming at you.
There's a ton of good stuff in this. It's a perfect first level. It's if you want to learn how to kickstart a video game. And what I like about it is, I do not like, this sounds, I know there's like a trope. I don't like stories that do the whole, like, we jump to the cool part, and then we jump 6 months back, and we get to the cool part later. Like, I do like...
The in media res.
Yeah,
to use the actual term for that.
You went to film school. You went to film school to learn that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm about to say.
The Mission Impossible 3 is like, yeah, give me that.
Yeah. But you do need to start off with something to hook me. This is a great hook. It's a great first level. It feels great.
You get Sonic Snark. You get a mystery of why is Sonic captured by a multinational military organization. Oh, what's in some of the lore of this game?
Goddamn.
Because I was very confused of what was going on. So, GUN, the Guardian Units of Nations, the military organization tracking Sonic, is a joint military group by a bunch of nations. So this is like if...
It's NATO.
Basically.
NATO captured Sonic.
NATO, who has mech capabilities?
Oh, this is very competent military, but they can't stop this fucking hedgehog.
Or can even tell blue from black.
Yeah, that's another thing. They have colorblind.
Yeah, the story makes no sense, and that's partially why I love the cutscenes in this game, because they're so bad. And I mean that, when I say bad, I mean that in a complimentary way for the cutscenes. Like, I'm having a good time whenever I hear Tails sounds like he just discovered words for the first time and starts reading from his script.
Everybody's voice actor is the worst guy you could have picked. So
except Eggman. Eggman's like,
yeah, he sounds fine.
He's having a good time.
He sounded fine, but everyone else, like, even the way they pronunciate, and like, I'm not a professional voice actor, so I'm not gonna, but like, they string, and some of it could have been the script, because
this was also 2001, which I know, like, games like Metal Gear Solid and stuff have come out around this time.
Yeah.
But even then, this was the norm for voice acting in games, especially games translated from a Japanese script. Like, look at the original translation for, like, something like Final Fantasy VII.
Or the first, like, Resident Evil.
Yeah.
You could have been a Jill Sandwich.
Exactly. And this was 5 years after post-Jill Sandwich.
Master of Unlocking.
But we still get some crazy freaking lines in this thing.
No, I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and, like, really hammer on to it that bad. It's a kid's game in 2001, so... Yeah, I'm not going to be, like, super hard on that aspect of it. It is fucking weird that the hedgehog is dealing with the military.
See, what I mean when you're playing is, like, when you go to, like, the Mario game and the Johnson Mario game, and then you see a figure who, like, you have, like, Sonic, who you haven't seen since, like, the Sega Genesis, escape from, like, the military. And you're like, what is happening? This is nuts.
Yeah, this first level rules constantly giving you the sense of speed from starting you on a downhill slope to like the fast-paced music hitting you up to like the constant gameplay changes from you're on the skateboard to you're off the skateboard to you're being chased by a truck. It is a great introduction, and it is the peak of this entire game.
No, you're 100% right that this game is, like I said, it's a great initial impression. If you're a kid, it gives you everything as a kid that you want to see. You're moving fast, you're doing cool stuff. The story doesn't matter to you as a kid. You just want to see Sonic be cool. The game, this kickstarts like, and some of this is the way we're playing it. And this is a question I had for you.
Yes.
Because we're playing the hero story, and then there's the villain story that we'll play for part 2. And I was like, well, am I supposed to be jumping back and forth? Or am I supposed to play one section, then play the other section? Now, to me, it feels like if they wanted you to play only one section first, you shouldn't have like this other one unlocked already. But they do. I guess that's just like, screw it, play whichever one you want to play.
Or like if you start one, it locks you out. Like
Yeah.
the Jill Chris thing.
Yeah, well, like
Like
you pick Jill first, and you're playing as Jill now, like you should. Who wants to fucking play as Chris?
Oh, no way.
But the story makes no sense. I give it credit though; is weird enough to keep my attention. The concept that Tails, like I've played some Sonic games before, and the idea that Tails is one, just has a mech,
Yep.
just owns a mech. 2 is the science guy, like he knows what's going on. Like he's the only one to be like, let's talk about the Chaos Crystals.
That was a thing. Back on the Genesis, he knew how to operate a plane. So
But there's a big difference between operating a plane and being like, I'm the science guy. He makes a complete copy of the Chaos Crystal. He makes one. He just makes one. And he's like, it's completely identical. And he's like, how did you fucking know how to do that, you weird little squaw? But every time, like when you go to him and they introduce him, because I want to say the next level is a Tails level.
no, the next level is, well, we get to the boss fight immediately after.
Yeah, that's a separate level.
And that's where we're introduced to Shadow. And there's a weird thing where Sonic just calls him, you fake hedgehog. And I'm like, he's obviously real. I don't know. I get it, like he's an imposter or something.
It would be one thing to be like, you fake Sonic, but not fake Hedgehog.
That's just rude. Like, come on, man.
That would be like if me and you were in a duel, and I'm like, you fake human? No, you're a human. You're just not me.
Is that the Sonic equivalent of, you're not a real man? Like, is he just... is Sonic just flaunting toxic hedgehog?
Every time Sonic cried after a T-ball game, his dad was like, you're not a real Sonic. Real
You're not a
hedgehog.
real
Sonic's got some stuff he needs to walk through.
He listens to pop punk to hide the pain of his traumatic childhood. He hates his hometown. That's
You know, I would like to see toxic masculinity Sonic. And like at the end, Tails is like, listen, man. Because Knuckles wouldn't be the one to do this. He'd be making fun of Knuckles the whole time. Tails is like the one like, listen, man. You got to get with the times here. Come on. Like I think it's funny that Shadow shows up.
just brags that he has a Chaos Emerald.
It has a Chaos Emerald. It acts like you know what they are. It would be like if you watched the Marvel movies and you jumped in an in-game. It's like, just like he just assumes that you know what
Okay,
Chaos
cool.
Crystal.
What's an Infinity Stone?
Yeah. You do a little boss fight that's not very hard. And then I think is when Tails shows up. Because my next note, I remember it correctly,
Yeah.
is Tails murders a lot of cops.
That is a long way away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that is...
Well, I must admit,
All
I'm
right.
not looking at my notes right this second. So.
Yeah, okay, I got level by level here.
Okay, so you
All
do
right,
the
so-
boss fight.
So then it's the introduction of the Knuckles levels with Wild Canyon, where we skip all
Well,
the...
no wonder I didn't freaking remember it, because I blocked off every Knuckles level.
So they're sitting there with the Master Emerald. I don't know why the Master Emerald is there and not on Angel Island, because like it's established that the Master Emerald, there's an island, right? And the Master Emerald keeps this island floating. Whenever the crystal is stolen, the island falls into the sea. And
Why is it? Why is it in Egypt? Why is it? I don't know. Anyway,
Is this from like the Sonic comic books?
this is from Sonic 3.
Okay.
So this is from the actual games. This is from like manuals of the games.
As a guy who likes comics a lot and digs through a lot of back issues, like at cons and stuff, like occasionally you come across like Sonic issue like 120, and like how is there 120 fucking Sonic comics? And that's why I'm sure they're explaining how that crystal left the island.
Probably.
But fuck, dude, you need to give me something here.
And here's something I didn't know: the Master Emerald can neutralize the power of the Chaos Emeralds. So then Eggman shows up, grabs it, and then tries to peace out. Then Knuckles shatters it, and which gives the premise for the Knuckles levels. Which how'd they? You break it. How'd they end up in like all over the world? How'd it become
How
a
hard did
globe-trotting
he
quest when
punch
it comes to? Yeah,
Like,
maybe he has like super strength. Or
I know
something,
I know he's Knuckles, but like he punches like he doesn't punch really well. You know, hell, you have to get an upgrade to punch metal boxes.
And he shattered like a diamond. That doesn't check out.
Is this also where we're introduced to Amy?
Amy comes after mission 2
Okay.
because should we just lay the foundation for these Knuckles levels now?
The Knuckles
Because-
levels.
Here's the thing. It's a scavenger hunt where you have a radar that beeps green when you're kind of close, yellow when you're getting closer, red when you're really close, supposedly. But it's so finicky. And I had to be reminded of this. In Adventure 1, you could search for... So in Adventure 2, you can only search for one at a time. In Adventure 1, you could find him in any order because he has the same quest. So that alone would solve like a lot of issues.
Also, yes, because there's multiple times where you'll go to a section, not find anything, find something else. Why would you go back? Because now you can get it. No. My problem with these levels, one, there's not a lot of enemies. It's not a lot of problems. You just kind of wander around. You've got a metal detector, and you're just combing the beach, looking for a Chaos Emerald. Just walking around. Not much to do. Not much of a problem. You just walk around, look at the needle, see if it ever goes green. And then when it goes green, which direction do you go? Sometimes it's on the other side of the map because it's behind the wall. Sometimes you gotta dig. Sometimes you just gotta keep going up. Sometimes you gotta keep going right and left. And because the camera in this game is goddamn horrible, with the Knuckles levels in particular, the camera's fine with Sonic. Does everything it needs to do with Sonic. Tails, it's not great, but it's okay. Tails goes forward most of the time, so it's not a big deal. But with Knuckles, well, maybe you would want to look around to try to see where the thing is.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't fucking do that because the camera's a piece of shit. So you just wander around, and you look, and you wait, and it takes a long time. And eventually you find one. You go, oh, cool. And then you got to find two more. So you just keep walking around. And not once did I think to myself, boy, howdy, this is fun. And I was thinking about it as a kid point of view, too. This is a game, at the end of the day, made for kids. No kid is sitting there being like, I can't wait to run around and just look for this shit. And, like, I went at one point, and I went to the one place I knew I could trust. I went to the YouTube comment section on every single Knuckles level. And I looked. And all the people were like, these Knuckles levels fucking sucked. I can't believe they sucked this bad. Who designed these Knuckles levels? Except this one guy who commented on every single Knuckles levels. And was like, I used to love these levels. These are my favorite. That one motherfucker. I'm convinced he's the guy who made these levels. I found his YouTube channel.
He's just very bitter about this whole thing.
I fucking hate these levels. And like I said, it like...
There's one I like. There's one I actually enjoy. We'll get to that one.
There's none that I enjoy.
That we get to
There's
it.
nothing redeemable about the Knuckles levels to me. But we'll continue.
This is where we are introduced to Tails, who is flying over the ocean, giving exposition to himself. As you do.
I thought at first he was talking on like the radio or something. Now he's just talking
I
to
heard
himself.
about it on satellite TV.
Yeah, satellite TV,
Yeah,
everybody.
2001 peak technology. So he's flying to Prison Island because Sonic is missing because obvious reasons.
Sonic's in prison.
Yep, he's
Don't drop the soap
I wrote
sign.
he's a true bro because he's gonna break his bro out of prison. That's what you do.
Yeah.
No questions asked. So like, not even asked like, oh man, is he in the wrong? I was like, oh, Sonic's in jail. Gotta bust him.
Gonna break my neck and kill some cops.
So Amy is here for some reason.
Fuck Amy.
Oh yeah, she sucks.
She is there just to be complaining.
So
That's the only thing Amy does is, wait for me.
Amy's here, and Eggman too. And then the tornado, which is the name of the mech airplane thing, transforms, and then before you even know what you're doing, I know, you are thrown into a boss fight with no tutorial of how to play as Tails.
It doesn't even teach you that it's like a lock-on missile stuff. Like, I was like just tapping B.
Tap and B.
Because I was like, yeah. And there's multiple, even the Sonic boss fight didn't tell me, because I had just done the first mission, but the first mission I was dodging stuff. And so it's like, oh, you have to jump on him and hit him. But like, I know that sounds dumb, but the first mission didn't tell me to jump on enemies, so I just didn't do it. So I kept trying to do like that speed burst thing into him and stuff, and nothing was working. And then eventually you hit the little guys enough, and they're like, jump on them, you know.
Or and then the next level you're like, oh, you could have done this homing attack this whole time.
Yeah,
And
it's like, okay, cool.
And that's how oh, great. Something to keep momentum going. Why wasn't I taught this sooner?
Yeah, and also the fact that you have to trigger the little guys by running into them is a little bit harder when you're playing as Sonic, when you're constantly trying to run fast.
They do a smart, quote unquote, smart choice with them and put them in your way as Tails, so you just actually hit them. So they explain, hold down the shoot button.
But I'm talking about
lock on.
Sonic.
Yeah,
yeah,
I know,
it's a
but
little bit
yeah,
harder.
but
Yeah, for
yeah,
Tails,
for
I had
Tails,
no
yeah.
issues with it. And then for Knuckles, you got plenty of time to fucking hit.
Yeah, and this is after the Eggman boss fight. Tails just leaves Amy. I mean, I don't blame him. And
Yeah, I
then
don't
she just
blame
follows
him.
along. He's just like, bye.
He's just like, yeah, I'm
I gotta break my boy out of prison.
Listen, Amy, it's been fun hanging out, doing whatever we've been doing. But I got to bust out my bro.
Prison Island was when I realized the audio mix is a nightmare.
Yeah, and I've been playing these with headphones, and whoo.
It's better with headphones than it is coming out of a sound bar. I had to play this on TV audio because there's no way to adjust sound levels. It's just, do you want auto or mono or stereo? And I'm like, oh, thanks 2001.
Also, like, my favorite thing is when characters talk during the same time that there's music with lyrics going. It's just a clusterfuck.
And when they talk over each other.
Yeah,
I found out there are mods for this game. Props to the modding scene for this game. Apparently no one's found a perfect audio fix to separate the audio file, to separate them so they're not talking over each other, and then to rebalance them is apparently a fool's errand. Like, they're like, we have some mods that get close. And
I just like the fact in the year of 2021, some guys sitting there being like, one of these days I'm going to figure out this audio.
we're going to crack it. We're going to get the audio source code, and
Why?
it's all going to make sense.
You're all smart people. You're smart people. If you're capable of really doing that, you're a very intelligent person. Please put your time to better use. Please. I beg of you.
So
you bust out Sonic out of prison.
well, Amy, for some reason, Tails is there, but Amy does the busting out part, I guess. And she's like, have no fear, Amy Rose is here. And she does a spin. Why does she spin? She just spins. And Sonic is just running in places in his prison cell. That has, like, writing on the walls, which will be relevant in, like, the other story.
Yeah.
So there's sprinklings of things that's going to be relevant when we actually know the villain's perspective.
How do you feel about that as a storytelling
It
technique?
is weird.
Like
at the same time, the villains know Eggman's up to some bad stuff. We got to stop him, and then I get why all of, like, the motivations and, like, the darker aspects of the story are hidden behind the villain storyline. So I kind of get that,
But, like, my point goes back to, it just feels like it would have been better if they were just, like, alternating. Like, well, you
alternate perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if it's not necessarily that every other level or whatever, if it's just like, hey, you played the first 6 levels as the good guys, and now you play some levels as the bad guys to get context. Here it just feels like I played through this entire story not knowing, like, missing a chapter. Like you took the book and you ripped the first chapter and the last chapter out, and now I gotta. It's not even like a RE situation where you get the last chapter once you play through the second go round.
I mean, this game does that too.
But you're
yeah.
missing out like chapters in the middle too. It's just I don't know how I feel about it as a story technique. It's hard to judge it in this particular story, but
when nothing makes sense.
Yeah, nothing makes sense anyway. So it's kind of hard to be like, well, is it going to make sense if I play the here? Yeah, whatever. But it just was an interesting kind of thought. I was like, wonder if there's a better way to do this, or if there's a way to do this that benefits the game better. But it's just exercise to think about.
All right, so Sonic breaks out of prison, and we get Metal Harbor. This cool level.
Every level you play as Sonic is good.
The music rules, and this has another like snowboarding section where you ride the rocket up to the sky.
Oh yeah,
and
that was cool.
Crash back down. Yeah.
All this is good. All the freaking levels in which you play as Sonic are good.
Then you get to a forest.
And you have a fight.
With Shadow, and I love this is one of my favorite Shadow bits in this game because he just comes off as annoyed here. Because usually the villain to like the hero is like always taunting the hero, like always over him, like you cannot best me. But what he says when Sonic finds him, Shadow's just like that blue hedgehog of all places, just
Yeah.
like this idiot just found me.
Neither of them.
Because he's gonna call me a faker again, isn't he?
Neither of them are like angry enough at each other to actually hate each other.
Well,
They're just, like,
Sonic does
passive
because
aggressive.
it was like, dude, the military is after me because of something you did, and also you're kind of working with the villain.
Kind
so
of, but we don't understand it yet.
We don't understand what his motives are.
Like like I said to you, Shadow just up and disappears from this game.
I wrote A+ dialogue because all of the stuff here was golden. Stupid.
It's just
the
it's
constant
like,
talking over each other, and I just love Shadow's like, you're comparing yourself to me. He goes, ha. I like this, ha.
It's just it's 90s cartoon dialogue.
It's a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, it's just like, and everyone's insulting each other in the most PG way possible. So like the worst thing you can call is
I'll
Shadow.
make you eat those words, and you're like, oh crap, he's
Yeah,
pissed.
yeah, I'll make you eat these words, or you're a fake hedgehog. That's the Saturday morning cartoon equivalent of like, fuck you, hedgehog.
I love the one line I legitimately love from this game is when you beat Shadow. When he claps, he goes, "Not bad for an imposter." And then Sonic literally says like this. He goes, "Do you know who I am?"
It's just Vegeta at that point. It's just like Kakarot.
It literally is the Vegeta Goku
Yeah,
vibe. But I just love Sonic. Do you know who I am? Just like, I've done this before.
It's just Vegeta refusing to accept that he's second rate to Goku. That's all it is Shadow. Shadow and Sonic are just Goku and Vegeta.
Everything when Sonic and Shadow are on screen together interacting is actually cool. Because, like, there's a bit... Okay, maybe...
No, I mean, I'm not going to argue with it. It's fine. Like,
yeah.
I would not... Listen, surprise to even me. Anytime Sonic's on this thing, I'm fine with it. And even the Sonic voice actor is not bad. His lines aren't great, but his voice acting is not bad.
He sells it.
He's a cartoon character.
Sonic, Shadow, and Eggman are like carrying the voice work of this game on their backs.
Amy they went down to the local Starbucks and they just got the guard behind the counter to come voice Amy.
Tells us like we found a guy who learned to read yesterday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're having to like sound the words out for him as he's reading the lines. Knuckles, fuck Knuckles.
You don't care enough to...
I don't give a damn about what Knuckles has to say. Multiple times when Knuckles pops up on the screen and my phone comes into my hand, I just look at shit on Reddit. Fuck Knuckles.
All right.
So we have the fight with Shadow, and then that leads to
the
island mission, which is great. You're running up trees.
The clock's counting down. You have enough time to easily do this, but the fact that the clock's ticking down, you're like, we need to get moving.
But also, you're jumping up, trees. You're running down vines.
As you get near the end of the game, like columns of cliffs are like collapsing because it's about to explode. It's great.
They front load this game because it's a lot of Sonic levels at the beginning, and they're all very good. And then there's going to be a section where we're just bouncing back and forth between Knuckles and Tails.
And that's this
And it
bit
just
here.
starts to drag, man.
Pumpkin Hill.
Fuck Pumpkin Hill.
It. Okay. This.
Don't you dare defend it.
The song is all right.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because you have to repeat it because you can't find the fucking Chaos Gremlins. God help all of your ears. I know that y'all riding in your car right now being like, I wish they'd stop screaming on this podcast, but you don't understand the pain and the suffering of playing an Xbox Series X filled with high quality video games.
That's right. You're playing. You're playing your next gen console and playing.
Now I'm playing Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm wandering around doing the worst part of video games, the worst glorification of a fetch quest that you could ever do. I hate it with a passion of 1,000 suns.
And if you think about it from like this area, from like a geographical sense, what is Pumpkin Hill?
No,
Is
there's
it like a
there's
carnival?
no connections for a lot of these Knuckle levels.
It's just its own like thing, and there is one connection for like we'll go ahead and talk about the worst level in this entire thing, and the level I hated, the water level, the aquatic mine, where you have to raise and lower the water levels. That was bad.
Well, but that's connected to the Egypt stuff.
Well, that's not.
No, that's before the Egypt stuff.
Because remember, he pops out of the sewer. It's just like, I found him. So you're like, are these sewers of like this San Francisco analog covered in ghosts? Like, there's a Sonic. I know you need to stop Eggman from like holding like the America equivalent hostage, but your sewers are ghost infested. That might be a problem.
Knuckle pops out of the sewer for where he fucking belongs.
Okay.
So like literally, I cannot even begin to voice my complaint and my angle.
But before this, we get the craziness. So Eggman's in space, and it just says, the title says Day X, and you're like, Day X? What is this? And he appears on like every monitor in the world. And I love that behind him it just says over and over, I am a genius, I am great.
Yeah, he's the definition of...
The people look horrible.
That's some Dreamcast fucking graphics right there. That's not even a GameCube. That looks like that was Dreamcast or PlayStation 1 graphics. Yeah, anytime there's a human being on screen that's not Eggman, it's terrifying. My favorite thing is he does this, and Sonic's instant thing is we have to get to the president, who just so happens to be in the same town that he is in. And
blows up the moon as a threat, by the way.
It doesn't cause much problems for the Earth.
The tides might be an issue.
But
also it was like a threat going, hey, and then a countdown clock happens, it's like, this will happen to you.
Yeah, it was basically like, I blew up your moon.
And then Sonic's like, they're after the emeralds, because that's what can power it, or something.
Yeah, it was like,
Tails was like, I got an emerald, so he'll probably be after us.
Yeah, he just pulls that out of his ass. He's just like, I got an emerald, look, check it out.
Cue the Tails mission streets, where he's going through the street.
Here it is. He's just downing cops left and right.
Those are those are not humans in those mech suits.
No, those police cars, and you can just blow them up.
There's no police around it. It's like in Terminator 2, where the Terminator's shooting at like the cop cars, but he's blowing up a lot of cop cars, but like the screen says.
So it just so happens that every single one of those cop cars, some of which you see pull up.
Oh wait,
don't have cops in them.
There's a fair point. Well. Okay, that's a fair point.
Tails
is a menace.
Yes.
Which is why there's billboards of him glowing that say, Wanted Fox $1 million award. Was it 1 million or 1 billion? I think it was 1 million.
I think it was 1 million, but he's fucking killing a lot of freaking people. I don't blame him. He's wrecking shit. He is a terrorist. Tails is a terrorist.
He's trying to save the world, but yeah.
Oh, that's what they all claim. Oh my god.
He's like, hear me out, I just want to find the president.
Anyway.
So then Knuckles comes out of the sewer.
Where he belongs.
And he's like, I got the president's, I'm picking up a phone call that's happening between him and Eggman. He does all this from like a cordless phone.
Yeah, well,
Nothing makes sense. You just kind of gotta roll with it.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I think that it's really weird that that he's the tech guy,
It's time for a kart race.
which isn't bad.
Once you get that you don't brake with don't drift with the brake, you drift by like hitting off the accelerator, then hitting it again. You can drift. Then it starts feeling good after that.
No, it's fine. It's like it's a definition of fine.
Cool. And then after that, after he catches up with the limo, we get probably the craziest cutscene in this entire video game. Of
You literally jump into the president's limousine, and
he's being threatened by Eggman, and Eggman's just casually like, "Hey, I want your country. I have a giant space laser. You got nothing."
Eggman's a ball. Like, literally, Eggman's like, what you gonna do, Mr. President? And my favorite thing is, we live in a world in this video game in which, barring the existence of a super fast hedgehog, the Eggman is the most dominant force on the planet. Like, no one is capable of stopping him. Like, the president's like, I guess we're gonna consider giving the country over to Eggman.
The Eggman Empire. And that's when Sonic goes, "No way!" And it's just running out. So why do we have to catch up with the limo with Sonic? Which I guess Tails needs to be there so we can like lock on to the signal to find out where Eggman's broadcasting from.
Well, also, they're terrorists, so why would the president stop and let them use his phone?
They're this game's like Avalanche.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn it.
The ragtag group of terrorists.
Yeah.
Who you're like, these guys aren't bad.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. He's transmitting from the space colony Ark, and I asked, is that common knowledge where it is? What, Tails just knows the name of the space colony?
Well, like, when you get to the space station, Tails knows all sorts of shit about the space station. He just knows shit.
It's probably in a book somewhere. Someone's like, oh yeah, someone made a failed space colony. It's still up there. By the way, there's a cannon on there that is powered by K. No one went up there to decommission the giant cannon that was buried at the core.
My favorite thing
Tails
is,
can just read about this.
my favorite thing is this implies that Eggman can just straight up, like, he just kind of showed up and took it. Like, it's not even he built it. Like,
We'll find out more about that in the other storyline,
Okay.
but from the hero's perspective, it's just like, I was up in space one day and found a space cannon.
It's like if me and you, like, were driving down the highway and we came by, like, a nuclear weapon just sitting there. Like, I guess we can hold the country hostage now.
We found a nuke.
He's just an accidental freaking supervillain. So we now learn that not only does he have this space station, but this leads us to Egypt somehow.
Because that is Eggman's base.
Is this established in other Sonic
No.
games?
Tails is like, I tracked Eggman's signal to here, and then I think he says, this is where we lose it? Because Eggman's there. So he tracks it to Egypt, and they're like, and then Sonic says something like, he probably has a spaceship laying around here. I'm like, that's a big assumption to make. I was like, huh.
In a world in which a man named Eggman is threatening the planet with a laser that he found, I think it's very...
I liked him when he was named Robotnik, but apparently it was an English-Japan thing, and then like when the dates get a lot closer together, you gotta keep making the translations the same.
Yeah.
So it was Robotnik, and now they just like uniformed it to Eggman.
Was it Eggman in Japan and Robotnik
Yeah, Robotnik
here?
in America, yeah.
Robotnik is a cooler name.
Yeah.
I like Robotnik.
But they kind of played it off as I remember this because I played Adventure 1 as a kid, and this made all the sense in the world because when you play 2, you're like, why is his name's not Robotnik anymore? Who is this guy? And then we play Adventure 1, he's like, I am Dr. Robotnik, and Sonic says, whatever, Eggman. Like, he just calls him that as a joke.
I'm okay with that. It's like his nickname. Like,
Yeah.
he just can't escape it, so he has to embrace it.
So in the American canon, he's just...
It's just
Sonic
Dr.
just trolling him.
It's Dr. Robotnik, and then in quotation marks, Eggman.
Basically, yeah.
I'm okay with that.
So, hidden base level, Tails goes into the pyramid. There's nothing really here. It's just a Tails level
fight.
as you go to the pyramid. The one thing I love, there's Egyptian cats that have Eggman's face.
So
Yeah, I thought that was.
was-
It's a fun designed level. Nothing super serious.
a lot more vertical. Like there's a lot more
Yeah.
like verticality to it.
And that's something that kind of becomes a thing because in the space station mission with Tails, it's a lot more vertical.
I
and,
really
and
liked
you
that-
descend a lot more.
I really like that Tails
It's not a bad
space
level.
mission.
It actually makes you not just shoot random because the Egyptian level you just keep holding down the B button. In that space level, it's like, hey, those stuff you don't want to shoot.
Exactly. Pyramid Cave is probably my least favorite Sonic level in the game. The pyramid one with Sonic. It's
Fine, nothing special, nothing to write home about.
Yep, and this is where Sonic says, "I bet he has one or two spaceships lying around." And so so you come across a gate that has 3 keys, and the rest of the gang is too lazy to look for the keys. So they're like, "Hey, Knuckles, you're a treasure hunter. Go find these keys."
I like the fact that Knuckles is like everyone treats Knuckles like shit, and usually I would feel bad for that character, but he's Knuckles, so fuck him.
So, yeah, the Knuckles Mission 12, Death Chamber. I'm gonna say it. I actually like this Knuckles level. I legitimately enjoy this one, and because they fixed the problems of the other Knuckles levels, in my opinion. There is a central hub that's divided into 3 areas that are distinctly colored red, blue, and green. And there is a map on the wall that tells you what area you're in and which way you need to go and
It is
the
a
connecting
spoken
paths.
will kind of thing, and I will give you this. Of them, it was the one that was quickest to finish.
Because the layout makes sense.
Because it made sense.
Mhm.
And it makes sense from a video game point of view of going into a section, then backing up and going to the next section. Like, it's fine. I think it's good? No.
It would be better if
But
you
it's
could
tolerable.
find it. This level would have been like, I think, on par with the Sonic levels if you could look for all 3 at once. Because then, like, you're going around makes sense. I mean, there is a hint system, but unless you know the layout of the level, the hint doesn't mean anything. Like a high place, you're like, okay, guess I gotta look high.
It doesn't get, it's not enough. Like a normal scavenger hunt, it's like find this thing at the bowling alley, like find the red bowling ball or something like that. You know where you're going, and then the fun of it's trying to beat somebody to it or whatever.
Yeah.
Here it's just like it's so vague,
Which is
unless you've already gone all over the map, then the hints doesn't really matter.
Which is what the multiplayer for the multiplayer modes in the battle mode is divided amongst these 3 gameplay styles, where you play as you get like the Sonic levels, the Tails levels, or the Knuckles levels. The Knuckles levels are actually fun because it's a scavenger hunt like race, like you're both like racing to find them.
And that's fine. That makes more sense. But as a single player mechanic,
It's not great.
fun.
But yeah, I actually like this level.
I will give you this, and like I said, it's not as bad as the other ones.
And now we got the first Knuckles boss fight with King Boom Boo.
Which is actually not a bad boss fight. The concept that you have to, like, you basically run back and forth and try to get to the little guy behind them.
It uses the dig mechanic in an interesting way where you got to catch him and then chase him around. Yeah, it's a good boss fight.
I thought it's actually not bad. It's the only good part Knuckles has.
Mm-hmm.
And then it actually leads to another boss fight.
The Egg Golem, which this cutscene before the Egg Golem introduces us to Eggman's theme song, which is just like a butt rock thing that just is repeating "I am the Eggman" over and over. So I love that bit. So that was good.
You ever see the Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode when Charlie writes a song?
Yes.
And he's like, Nightman.
Eggman.
Enemy of the day man. Or the light man or whatever. I don't know. But it literally is that kind of level of writing for that song. If you haven't seen that that episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it's a high quality episode.
Each character has their own theme song with lyrics. So
Yeah.
it's
Knuckles' song sucks because Knuckles sucks. I think the Sonic Golem boss fight is actually pretty good. It gives you what you want from a boss fight in these kind of games of platforming, dodging, using Sonic's speed to get by stuff and run away from them, and then attacking them from behind. It feels like a good platformy boss fight.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing to complain about in this boss fight. I think it's fine.
Mhm.
It's probably the best boss fight in the game, in my mind. I mean, I'm not
yeah,
gonna. I mean,
okay.
yeah.
I'm trying to think. The boss fights are like give or take.
Yeah, they'll give or take.
Yeah.
The shadow fight isn't bad. It's just short.
Yeah. So then we get this bizarre cutscene where I guess we're in a spaceship now, and it is like, it's not just like a sci-fi spaceship. It's literally like just a NASA spaceship.
Yeah, it's not even
like,
cool looking.
Like what? But also, it was like, did Eggman just steal this? Just
Yeah.
up and take this without anybody noticing?
I just like the fact that like all of Eggman's stuff is just stuff he finds.
I mean, that's a power move essentially. Just like, I'm gonna take the spaceship and hide it in an Egypt base.
Oh, man, I'm okay with it. But also, you learn that they can fly a spaceship, and then they proceed to crash the spaceship.
That is pretty funny. The fact that Tails is probably the one. Well, they're all arguing. Why are they not letting Tails fly? They're all arguing over the controls of the ship. I'm just like, just give it to the fox.
The Tails is the only one who's shown so far that he can man machinery. Like, he runs this mech perfectly fine.
He can't read off a script very well, but he's really good at a mech. So let the guy fly.
You know what? You know who I blame for this?
It's all Knuckles' fault.
Because his big freaking hands, he probably was trying to reach for the stick and he hit like the emergency stop or some shit, and everything went wrong.
Well, Sonic does what probably you wanted to do from the beginning. He just like opens up the cargo hold and lets all the emerald pieces loose. He's just like and he says, "Don't." I love this. He's like, "Don't sweat it, Knuckles. Those aren't important anyway," or something like that. And Knuckles is pissed.
But I like the fact also he's like, all that work you did was useless anyway, so who gives a shit? Just like you, Knuckles.
He's like, I'm trying to find this one emerald. It's like, okay, you're trying to find an emerald that negates all the other emeralds when we can just have a guy that can make something to blow up a cannon.
He literally just made it.
I get it.
All that work you did.
I get it. You're the sacred protector of this. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you sacred protect it on the island that's supposed to keep it afloat? Is it on the sea? Where is it? Where is Angel Island? I
hate Knuckles.
Very confused. So there's a lot of talking over each other, kind of like we're doing what we're doing. This is where we get the big exposition dump of what the end game for this story mode is. There was a terrible accident 50 years ago or something. Tails doesn't elaborate on what the terrible accident was. And so the Ark was abandoned, and Tails is like, I made a fake Chaos Emerald that has the exact same properties that not even a machine can tell the difference. And Sonic is just like, so what's the plan after all that? And I'm just like, he just told you the plan. You're going to use the emerald to blow up the cannon. And then Sonic says, I'm going to slam dunk it or something. And you're like, okay,
Sonic
cool.
just has ADHD. He's just like, what are we going to do now, guys? He don't give a shit about the plan. He just he just points Sonic in a direction and go.
Most of my notes about the story are questions. I have in all caps, why are you here, Amy? She's just like lost here and is very confused. I'm like, why'd you bring her along? She's only going to get kidnapped. Which she does.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Nothing good comes from Amy.
Eternal Engine. This one's the Tails level. Where you
it's not bad. It's a good level.
You have to watch out with where you're aiming, which got me killed a few times, but every time I did it was like, because I locked on that thing.
It made sense.
Exactly.
And also, like, there was ways to recover a lot of times. Because even if you blew out a hatch, you could, like, hug the other side's wall and kind of, like, speed by it, and you could get by still. Also, there's times in which you have to descend.
Exactly. There's one bit where you're like trying to cross the bridge and the bridge just blows up underneath you, so you kind of got to hover and then pick your spot to land.
So far, and there's a part where you do like the Mission Impossible like lasers thing, where you're going down and you're hovering, dodging the laser grid. Mm-hmm. I thought that it was actually a good level. Probably the best Tails level.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Meteor Herd. This is the last Knuckles level, the Space Knuckles. The Space Knuckles level.
People hate when you suck your teeth on a podcast, but that's just me, like, holding back the vitriol. We're not going to talk about this level. It's a piece of shit. It's the worst level in the game. One of the clues was like, on the white sand. I swear I walked that white sand like 3 times before I finally got it green. I was like, when I'm here, it should be green. There's multiple, like when you're climbing the tower, it triggers the green, and you just cannot fucking find where that. Fuck that game. We're not even going to talk about the level. It's a piece of shit. Knuckles sucks.
Boss fight with Rouge the Bat. You hit B and glide and then try to do the dig move. And there is way too much sexual tension here at the end of this cutscene.
I wonder why.
Anyway, so he just puts it back together.
no problems. Doesn't need hot glue or anything. It just kind of fuses, which I guess might be like a worse thing. And also, Rouge calls him a creep for saving her life, but I get she's messing with him. But like, that's such a weird like wording there. So
Once again, it's a villain that just pops up, disappears for a long time.
The villains have no. When you play the hero story, the villains have no motivation.
Yeah,
It's all.
And
we
I
know,
know
we know
that-
it's all gonna come in the second story. But playing this again, I was like, when I think about this game, I conflate both stories in my mind.
yeah, and as someone who's
And-
not played both of them,
It's very confusing.
Yeah, it's very
going back and being like, what? I get from the hero's perspective. It was like bad guys are holding the Earth hostage. They probably need to be stopped.
yeah, I mean,
We don't really care about their motivation.
It's a straightforward story. It's nothing serious, but still.
Crazy Gadget. This is probably the most difficult Sonic level because this is the one that has a lot of the gravity mechanics and
But
stuff.
it's not frustrating. It's difficult, but it's not.
You have to like. This is so. In the original Sonic, you open with Green Hill Zone, and then you go to Marble Zone, which is like a slower, more deliberate level after you get to like the fast-paced stuff. This is like this game's Marble Zone, in that you're moving fast through some areas, but mostly you're stopping and having to think like, how do I progress here?
It's more of a platformer
In the
than
traditional sense, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely. It didn't like ruin me.
I like one bit where I like the design of it's really cool. Like the coloring and like the music here is pretty cool. And I like how the level is like wrapping in on itself. Like you're running on the floor, and then like a minute later you'll see that like the floor that you were running is now like the ceiling as you're like working your way back. And like the rails that you were like grabbing onto are now rails that you're like grinding on.
Yeah.
So like, oh, that
Feels like a cohesive.
good
place.
use of space. It was like
Yeah.
they actually thought about the Sonic levels.
It's a cohesive.
It's like for the Knuckles levels, they made an environment and was just like, all right, we're going to randomize these locations. We're going to randomize these locations. It doesn't feel like there was a lot of thought put into like the main core of those. The Sonic levels feels like there was thought in nearly every aspect to be like, we're going to make this fun.
It feels like the Sonic levels were what they wanted to design, and then someone told them they had to pad the game, and so they
Well,
padded
it was also an Adventure 1 thing. But the thing with Adventure 1 was there were 6 stories instead of 2. But each one was a different character. So you could just play the Sonic story, and that was 10 Sonic levels. And then you played the Tails story, which is, here's 5 Tails levels. Which was completely different. Because Tails was always like, it was just, you're playing the Sonic level, and it's like, hey, you're racing Sonic. You gotta beat the Emerald to feel Sonic. You're after the same goal, but it's mostly for Tails' pride thing. It's like, I gotta prove I can keep up with him.
I like.
So
But see, that would have worked better. 'cause
you would have hated Big the Cat worse than Knuckles, I guarantee it. Because Big the Cat is a fishing minigame.
Let's continue.
And you think the makers of Sega Bass Fishing would make a good fishing minigame? Let me tell you, they do not. Those levels suck. I hate them worse than the Knuckles levels. So we're moving on.
Wow.
There's a reason I wasn't like, let's play Adventure 1. Because I like Adventure 1, or I liked it as a kid, but 2 has like the hits the nostalgia marks for me.
Yeah.
And then this crazy cutscene where Tails looks up to Eggman, and there's a dramatic Sonic reveal where he's saying out loud his plan. It's not like an inner thought where he's holding the fake emerald. I was like, with this fake emerald, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I was like, okay, I guess he didn't hear you.
He's a comic supervillain. Like, he's going to yell his plan. He's going to be like, and now that I have you here,
Well,
I
that
might
was
as well tell you.
that was Sonic who did that.
But I'm saying, like, yeah, Sonic, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He's like, he's
Gotcha.
Dr. Doom in the 1960s or 70s.
He sounds. This is the part where he actually sounds like Ben Schwartz from like the movie. Like some of there's one line reading here that remind me of Ben Schwartz. And then he like captures Tails and he captures Sonic, and then Tails gives it away because he was with Sonic because he's trying to hand him over the emerald, right? And then Tails goes, "How did you know that was a fake emerald?" And then one of the best lines ever. He's like, "Because you just told me, Fox Boy." I'm like,
I like the fact that he's like Eggman's like, I'm not an idiot. I mean, yes, my arch nemesis is a blue fucking hedgehog, but I'm not an idiot. I just let you ruined it for you. Yeah, thank you.
You just told me.
Fox boy.
So Sonic's is ejected into space and is looking like he's going to be killed. And then the hypest thing, when you're 9 years old, happens. Sonic uses Shadow's move, because Shadow can use during like fights and like in the first cutscene you see him, he uses the Chaos Emerald to warp. He takes the fake emerald and then does Chaos Control to warp himself out of the tube. As a 9-year-old, this is the hypest stuff ever.
As someone
This
who doesn't have a
rules.
connection to it,
Yeah.
but if you have a connection to it, I can see why that would be fucking cool. Because you're literally like, and he does a teleport.
Sonic learned teleport. It's like the equivalent of it is when Goku learns instant transmission.
Yes,
it's
yeah.
literally that power, but you're just like, yeah.
I was about
awesome.
to say, it's a very Dragon Ball thing where like you build up this one move that he's trying to walk on. So when he actually pulls it off,
He
you're
knows
like,
the
oh,
villain's move.
shit.
They're on an equal. The one thing Shadow had over Sonic, they're even now.
Yeah, it's like
When you're as a kid, it's like they're gonna fight.
Sonic's
It's gonna be
like-
cool.
Sonic's like Kamehameha.
So
Yeah, I mean that I wasn't as connected to it, but that's just because I'm not as familiar with the source material.
Mm-hmm.
But like now that you explain it, I get the coolness.
Final Rush, really good last Sonic level. There's multiple branching pathways. There's shortcuts. There's a pit you can like drop down and like skip like a good minute of the level.
Damn, I
Like
didn't realize
there's
that.
one of the rails you can grind on. You can just drop down and like fall for like a minute and then catch another rail.
That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of like hidden paths.
I'll tell you,
that-
all the Sonic levels are well designed.
They're really
very
good.
good.
And so once branching paths, once the speed ramps up, and then we get the exchange before the final boss of this section. Sonic and Shadow walking down like this infinite like highway on this space station. The geometry of this game absolutely makes no sense, so you gotta throw it out. But I actually like the dialogue here because it wasn't like it was like a friendly rivalry at that point. It was very much like a Goku Vegeta moment of them like acknowledging each other's skill.
Shadow's
And,
like, you know, I could have beat you, right? And it's
Sonic's
like,
yeah.
It's that level of like, we're doing this for the.
He's
for
like,
the-
you don't die, do you? And Sonic's just like shrugs.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is cool.
I'm okay with that. That wasn't bad.
And so you do the fight. It's interestingly laid out. It's not a traditional like boss fight. Like you're running and he's like warping ahead of you. So you can either spin dash into him, or you can use your light speed dash and get him through some rings. So there's some really interesting mechanics. It took me a while to like wrap my head around how am I supposed to do this again.
Yeah,
But
I like the fact that it ends the way it does with a like. This is a Sonic game. I want to be going fast. So the fact that it ends in a mission in which you're
Sonic and Shadow was like on all the advertising
Yeah.
for this game, and that was what made me want it when I got a GameCube, because I was like, "Oh, Sonic's on Nintendo console. This is cool."
Yeah.
Oh, there's a sinister black hedgehog. That's awesome.
yeah, who's one day going to have guns.
That was the point I stopped playing Sonic games. I was just like, "Why does?"
When Sonic's making out with ladies and Shadow's got guns.
Well, I did have a 360, so the one we got was Shadow the Hedgehog with guns and everything, and I was to the point where I was like, "This is edgy even for me." I was like, why is Sonic collapsed on like the cover of this video game with Shadow standing over everybody holding like an AK?
He got
You're
like two pistols. He had like old school Tomb Raider Desert Eagle kind of thing going on.
So yeah, I wasn't there for Unleashed. I played a little bit of Colors, and that was all right. And they just remastered that.
I hear that's like one people like.
And it's because I know that game is just Sonic levels, a part of me is like, yeah, maybe when that gets a sale, maybe.
We're not doing it for the show.
No more Sonic games for the show. This was the one.
This
we-
brings
And then we get the laser explodes. Then Eggman grabs like an emerald, and you're like, oh, is he grabbing the fake emerald? But it's like, no, that's apparently, I guess, a real one, because Sonic, I guess he slam dunks it. You don't see him slam dunk.
yeah.
But the laser explodes, and Sonic's hanging off the side and gives a thumbs up. And that's the end of the hero story.
Yeah, it was very short and very abrupt. Like I was like, "Whoa!"
Because it's like you gotta beat the other one, and then you can get the real ending.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like,
It's,
you know, like
it's
an
a
RE.
Resident
Yeah,
Evil.
It's RE2. Like when you beat with Leon, it just like you just meet Claire on the train.
And then like you're just like, Claire, how'd you get here? It's like, let me tell you.
Yeah,
and then
it cuts, and you're like, "Oh, that seems uneventful," and then you play Claire campaign, and you get the cool ending.
yeah.
So I get that, but it was very abrupt.
And then it does a thing that made me go, I take it back, this game rules. At the end of the credits, it does a teaser for the Dark Side campaign.
Every video game that has multiple campaigns needs to do a teaser.
Yeah,
It's the perfect way to actually keep you interested because it also proves to you that there's enough different stuff coming that you need to play it.
Metal Gear 5.
Yes, the Chapter 2 teaser where it's like, here's Snake covering his face with ashes. Here's big mechs. Here's guys pulling top hats off their heads.
Nier Automata does that, and it's really cool. And it even when you go back to the title screen changes. And you're like, this is cool.
It tells you, hey man, you're not done. Like let's ramp up. Let's keep rolling.
I love it when games do that, and that got me like hyped again. It was like, you don't even know Eggman. It was a dark, sinister voice going, you don't even know what Eggman was planning. It was like Sonic Adventure 2, the Dark Side story.
It sounds like
had a voiceover and everything, and you're kind of like, yeah, it's like next time on Dragon Ball Z.
It sounds like the guy from the announcer from like Marvel vs. Capcom.
Now, if this entire game was punctuated with "Take You for a Ride," that would be
take you for a ride.
that'd be another thing, I guess.
That's the worst, best theme song in the history of video
Just
games.
one line repeating
Take
over.
you for a ride.
Oh, if Marvel 2's music. Can we, instead of a Persona music podcast again, can we just rank the stage songs from Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
There's been a push recently to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on modern consoles.
Thank you.
Fucking please.
Shout out to Maximilian Dude on YouTube who runs a fantastic fighting game channel. I don't know if you follow him. He is very like intro friendly. Like he'll show like and explain like fighting game mechanics. And he's been pushing for years to bring back Marvel 2. I'm like, I can get behind this.
In my top 10 favorite video games of all time, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is probably on there.
That's not a bad pick.
Because, one, not only is it a killer fucking fighting game, but it has, in my opinion, the greatest sprites in any fighting game in history. Or, like, dude, the artwork in there is
it's
fucking
up there for
amazing.
sure, yeah.
Like, the Marvel characters are peak 1990s Marvel characters. They look great. The Capcom characters are great. There was weird fucking characters in that game.
Oh yeah,
like
great.
Blackheart from Marvel Comics is in there. The fact that you can play as like Captain Capcom, you can play like, dude, it's a beautiful fucking video game. Like, just little, and each character plays so fucking different. Like, people always look and watch the competitive scene where people play a lot of the same characters because that's a highly competitive scene, and there is a right build for that game. But
it's incredibly unbalanced as a video game.
Oh yeah,
but...
what is it? Sentinel, Storm, and Magneto is like the top 3 picked. I forget, but if you just play it casually and just like every time you're picking different people, you can have like a great fucking time. Like, Jill Valentine is in that game, and she has a move when she summons a zombie that she like points and it comes out. There's a part where you can like summon the dogs.
I do enjoy me some Marvel too.
Rogue can kiss people and gain their powers, so you can like kiss somebody and then throw a freaking fireball like Ryu. It's so damn good, man. Oh, I love
we
that
kind of
game.
lost the plot here a little bit.
Oh, you want to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for 20 minutes?
Well, I'm gonna give like my overall thoughts on Sonic Adventure 2 like next time, but this is a really fun nostalgia trip for me. I'm having a great time, so I wanted kind of this dynamic of me going back to it nostalgia wise, and then someone who has never like experienced this game before.
And like, I'm not trying to like shoot your nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because like, first of all, That's completely valid. I hope you freaking are having a ball.
I'm having a great time.
And, like, I don't hate everything about this video game. Like, if you would have told me ahead of time that there would be parts of this game I thoroughly enjoy, I would have laughed at you. But there's so many things that, like, it's just when it's bad, it's really fucking bad. I think is the thing. When it's good, I fucking love it.
And to that point, friend of the show, Tanner, who was in our File Corrupted for Super Mario Brothers games.
Please go back and listen to it. It's a very good
It
episode.
was a really fun episode to record. He wrote in with his thought. But also has a lot of nostalgia for Sonic Adventure 2. Again, it was one of those games everyone with a GameCube kind of had. So he made a statement on this game that I think sums up like kind of our thoughts collectively. He says, "To keep my statement short and to the point, I thought I would compare this game to a film. However, I find myself at a loss because I can't find an appropriate example. In Sonic Adventure 2, trash meets high art to become not more, but certainly unique. It is the hottest of messes, and under every design or technical blunder encountered, you'll find a stroke of genius. Returning to my original attempt at a comparison, Sonic Adventure 2 is as much Tommy Wiseau's The Room as Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather."
Want to list a bunch of statements I did not think was going to be like said today that he ranks high. Like, first of all, it's a very well thought out statement, and I give him a lot of credit for that. I can't disagree with any of it. Like, and like I said, I think this is not the worst video game ever made.
No.
And
Because
I know
there's
I keep
good
making-
here. It's just the amount of wild swings from, like, this game rules to this is terrible.
It is the definition
wild.
of highs and lows.
Mm-hmm.
It is highs and it is fucking lows.
It is a roller coaster. Much like the Sonic levels themselves being, like, playable roller coasters, this game is a roller coaster of quality.
And I don't ruin it for me. But I imagine if the design stays consistent, the villain section will be the same. I imagine I will come in here and I'll say, boy, I love the shadow levels, and boy, fuck whatever. I don't even know who is it going to be. Imagine it'd be Vanguard there, because Eggman will probably play like Tails, if my theory runs. Who knows? But I am glad that we're playing this.
A couple of our pieces he mentioned the point about Sonic Adventure 1's Master Emerald alerts were better. He said, I have absolutely no idea why they made it worse for 2. Shadow saying, I'm the coolest, and his boss fight is an inspiration. And he also laments, because you told me Fox Boy is a great line.
These are... I am glad, though, that everyone can agree the Knuckles stuff sucks. Because I was sitting there going, like, am I the only one who hates this bad?
And why I have such fond memory of this game is because of... I'll talk more about the Chow Garn when I raise up really good Chow. But you don't go back and play the story again. You go to the level select and play the levels you like again. And so it just comes to playing Sonic levels to get really good equipment for your Chow so you can go and do the Chow racing and Chow karate.
And that's how it is as a kid too, because when you're a kid and you only have access to a certain number of video games, you're more likely to replay them. But
like, yeah, I'm just gonna play City Escape.
Yeah, you're just gonna play the
10
ones
times
you care
tonight.
about.
It's gonna rule.
You're not gonna play the crappy ones. You're just gonna play the ones you care about. So I can't fault you there. I completely understand why this is a nostalgia trip for you. Mm-hmm. But boy, was it fucking hard for me.
This is why I was pushing so hard for it to be on the show, because I'm like, there's a lot of stuff here to talk about. And I was like, this is a game worth experiencing again.
Oh, yeah. We were going to talk about the Sony press conference. Now, do you want to do that? Do you want to save that for a File Corrupted?
I mean, if we do a File Corrupted, it'll be kind of...
Just try to go through it.
Yeah.
We'll be conscious of time. Mm-hmm. But they did a Sony press conference that was really quite impressive. Let's just try to hit the highlights.
Stuff I said.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off. Before we do that, we will be playing the villain story for part 2 of this show,
as well as the third story that opens up at the end,
which I believe is like
one mission.
Short. Yeah, it's the Resident Evil thing.
Yeah.
We'll also be announcing our next game. So definitely join us again if you're a new listener. We'll imagine we'll have some new listeners due to the the nature of this particular game. I hope you had a good time with that talk. Please stick around for the Sony press conference talk, and then we'll see you next week. So let's talk about this Sony press conference stuff.
Right from the top, Knights of the Old Republic remake, which
Very
is a game
exciting.
we were like in our show where we were talking about games they should do again. Knights of the Old Republic. I knew they were making it, but I was like, didn't know to what extent they were doing
It
it.
was so rumored for so long.
A remaster would have been cool, but the fact that it is a remake and the fact that they're hiring new writers on board for this,
I
I
have high hopes and fears. Now, I will say this. We've been talking about trying to do Knights of the Old Republic for this show. And at first I was like, well, we should just wait for the remake now. But now I want to do the opposite. I want to play this before the remake because I want to know.
we have time. This is probably years away.
Yeah, but I want to do this before the remake because I want to know what's going to get changed. Are they going to try to walk this into the
new canon.
new canon? Because the big thing with Star Wars right now is the High Republic stuff, which is kind of.
It's not taking its place,
but
it's a completely different. It's basically a playground for writers to throw any like cool new ideas they have.
But it's very much been pitched as the like accepted canon version of what you can play with, which is not what the Old Republic stuff is. So I'm wondering, are they going to try to mix in some High Republic stuff? I admit that I've not been super enthusiastic with the High Republic stuff that I've read. Some of that is that Star Wars has become a thing now where I just pick and choose what I like, and that's just the way it is. But I did try to read. Now, I did not read any of the books, but I did read some of the comics. The concepts are interesting. The creative teams they had on there did not grab me.
Gotcha.
So there is potential in that ward, but the creative teams that they put on those books were not.
A lot of the, from what I hear, a lot of enthusiasm rise around more of like the book side of things rather than the comic side of things. And there is a show called The Acolyte that's going to be focusing on that era too.
Yeah.
So
I just wonder what's going to happen and what's going to be the
yeah.
how that's going to affect this.
After coming off of another remake with Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm wondering what the extent of it is actually going to be. Like, is it just going to be, hey, we took the exact same game and redid the combat? Because that'd be fine with me. Like, just make the combat good and keep the story the same.
We'll see. I'm hoping for something cool. I think we need to play the Old Republic now. I mean, yeah. We need to play KOTOR before this comes out so we can be prepared to talk about the differences.
I agree.
I have never played through KOTOR, which is fascinating for someone who's a Star Wars fan.
I played most of it, but I played basically the entirety of 2 before I hit a glitch and could not finish the game.
Obsidian.
So, next up is Project Eve. It looks like a Bayonetta. It looks alright.
Yeah, it didn't grab me, but it's fine looking.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, that didn't grab me.
Who gives a fuck?
The next one that if you're a Borderlands fan, sorry, but
It's well established that we do not give a shit about this Tiny Tina game.
this one looks cool. Forspoken.
Yeah, I want to see more of it.
That
though.
is the Final Fantasy 15 team.
Yeah.
Kind of doing their own thing, not like established from like Final Fantasy 15 also had like a tumultuous development, changing hands. I won't get into that, but yeah, this was really cool. A lot of magic based stuff. Like my favorite bit was like summoning a geyser of water, then like freezing a bunch of enemies in the air and just like shattering it. That seems really cool to me, and I'm excited. Some of the dialogue seems a little weird.
That was what put me off of it. It's very JRPG, and sometimes
It's not necessarily JRPG. It seems like a mix of JRPG with a bunch of Western. It seems like you have a Western RPG protagonist in a JRPG.
which is
Well, or like a Life is Strange protagonist.
Yeah.
Because she's like, what is going on here? There's a freaking dragon.
Yeah, I don't
And you're
know.
like, at the same time, it's a trailer.
my tolerance for that stuff though is very low compared to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm wondering if it's going to be if I'm going to
Plus,
tolerate it.
I really liked Final Fantasy 15. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what that team
Does
can potentially do.
like I said, it's interesting. It was a cool what I saw
Yeah.
of it.
Rainbow Six Extraction,
Whatever. Yeah.
Alan Wake Remastered.
Hey, I'm excited about that.
It's only $30.
I know. I saw it on the
Like,
game. It's on the Microsoft Store already, and
Yeah, I'm like,
you know,
I don't know if there's
that thing so
enough-
recently.
I don't know
that-
if there's enough different there. Playing it at 60 FPS would be awesome.
I haven't we've played through it so recently. Then I'm not sure if I'm like if I hadn't played through it for this very show, yeah, but I played through it pretty recently, and it's not a game that's super. You can play through it now with no real big issue.
Mm-hmm. Now for like some of the heavy hitters I'm looking forward to, games that are not coming out for a really long while, but I saw Marvel and the Marvel and Insomniac logo. I'm like, oh, Spider-Man 2. It's going to be Spider-Man 2. Why are we in a bar? Oh, are they introducing a new character for this? Shows the guy's hands. Out come the claws. It's a Wolverine game.
I really hope this is good.
I really hope so too.
They made a good Wolverine game in that Wolverine Origins game.
There was some GIFs going around, and I saw Wolverine pick up a guy out of a helicopter and put his head in the helicopter blades, and I was like, I need to find this.
Did you never play that?
It was rated M when.
Oh yeah, you were younger than I was.
Yeah,
dude. There was a sections where you're like I think you're in Vietnam or you're in like Africa or something, and you're like getting chewed up by machine guns, running at guys, and you're seeing like chunks of Wolverine getting shot off.
And you could do like the classic suit too.
Right, there's like a special mission, like you have to find it. It's like an Easter egg kind of mission where like you'll trigger an event where you'll fight Wolverine in the classic suit, and when you beat him, you get the classic suit.
That's awesome.
Dude, it's a bloody, violent Wolverine game. I wonder if that would be fun to play
Marvel
for this show.
games before Disney were wild.
You were talking about the Punisher game.
I saw a TikTok of it. There's a torture mechanic.
When Disney bought Marvel, they killed a lot of really good like potential for violent video games. M-rated Marvel games, like that Wolverine game was M-rated.
We'll never
Punisher
get
game,
those again.
yeah.
Maybe this Wolverine will be M.
I sure hope it is. I have a bad. I'm not saying this is going to make it bad, but I have a feeling it'll probably be a T-rated game. I don't see Disney letting them take Wolverine. Like, I don't think you're going to see Wolverine ripping people's heads off and like cutting people up anymore in the Disney era.
There was another trailer for Deathloop, which is out, and apparently that game is really good. I want to play that. So I did not watch this trailer. I like kind of skipped it because I was like, you already got me sold. I don't need to.
Sometimes it's almost overkill with the trailers.
Exactly. So right to the point where it's oversaturated, it's like they're really pushing this game, aren't they? And they got 10 out of 10s. So what do I know? But also Ghostwire Tokyo seems like my thing. You punch ghosts out of people, shoot it with a ghost bow and arrow. There was a headless mannequin that did a drop kick. So I'm like, this is a Michael game.
Hey, man.
Then we get Gran Turismo 7. You gotta show a car game.
Yeah, that's just universal. Like, we got new consoles. Look at these cool cars.
I mean, it works every time.
No, I mean it's
without like a charm.
Microsoft does the same thing with Forza. It's just the way it is.
And my jaw hits the floor every time. I'm like, show me that wet pavement.
It looks damn good.
Spider-Man 2. Venom's in this one.
Surprise, surprise. It's going to be probably great. So, like...
I really liked Spider-Man and Miles Morales. So
I can't wait to play this.
They said this is a strictly single-player experience, but I have the feeling you're going to be switching like back and forth between like the two. That'd be cool if like you do like tag team moves and stuff.
I imagine it would be like a split path kind of thing.
Didn't they do a really deep dive into God of War Ragnarok?
I didn't watch any of that because I know that I want to play those games. I have not played the latest God of War.
I actually skipped it too because of the same reason. I have it on my PS5. I could play it right now. I played an hour, loved it, and was like, do I want to save this for if we can play this for a show? If Eric can have access for like a few weeks to a PlayStation 4 so we can play some God of War, I was like, I kind of want to talk. I was like, if I play this, I'm going to want to talk about it.
It's a game that is right up my alley. It's a Norse mythology game that also plays off of fatherhood.
Yeah.
So, like, Jesus Christ, you know, like, you might as well just make a freaking game and label it an Eric game. And it's like an action adventure game, so it's like in my wheelhouse too. Everything about that game looks great. I did not watch that presentation for that part because I was like, of course I'm gonna freaking play it when I get a chance. I'll play it. You know, was that what they ended the show on?
I believe so.
recap is a little weird.
I'm pretty sure it was, and that's a hell of a lineup. Good on Sony. It's a great lineup. It's a great example of like, hey, you need to buy this console.
Oh yeah, for
Competition,
sure.
man, competition. I want more fucking competition. Let's make great games on all the platforms so we all can play great fucking video games.
I've never felt more excited for a console generation since I grabbed my Xbox 360.
Yes, this feels like last time felt like a very go-between console generation. There was great games, don't get me wrong, but this one feels legitimately special. And you're starting to see some really big heavy hitters coming out. You're starting to see some new IP coming out. I feel like we're going to be hitting some really fucking cool
Oh, absolutely. Oh, they showed a bit of Guardians of the Galaxy.
which I've seen. I'm sold on that thing.
Isn't there one of like, do you need to show this?
Yeah, I'm sold on it. I'm going to play it. I'll probably get it when it comes out.
But yeah, Ragnarok was the end of the show. There was one more thing. And Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy is coming to PC.
Yeah.
And the weirdest announcement was Kid A by Radiohead is getting like a VR experience.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Fuck Radiohead.
You're not a Radiohead
No,
guy?
fuck Radiohead.
I mean,
I
have no opinion on Radiohead. I'm the worst kind of person who likes a Radiohead song because I like Creep, and I haven't listened to anything else. I'm like, Creep's alright. So basically, every Radiohead fan probably hates me.
This is just old crusty punk rock fan Eric who just says fuck Radiohead.
You're just like, oh, the pretension in them.
It's not even that. It's like the people who like Radiohead turn me off of Radiohead. It's like the people who really like Tool, but like, yeah.
Apologies to Sonic fans and Tool fans in this
I don't
episode.
apologize for anything. You want to take it home?
Let's do it.
Let's take it home. State of the Save at State of the Save on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Hit us up there at stateofthesave@gmail.com for your emails. Send in your thoughts so we can read them on this here show. 5-star reviews and reviews on any of your podcasting apps help us get out in front of more people. The more people we're in front of, the more cool stuff we can do. As always, thank you very much for listening. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up. We got really the rest of the year already planned out. It's going to be a great time. As always, thank you. Michael, say goodbye, Michael.
Goodbye, Michael.
Stay safe out there, everybody.